Yo, it's Cyber once again, and I am testing this new Silent Hill game, Silent Hill F, and this is in 3D. I mean, obviously, you notice the image is either actually 3D or it's split, and you don't know what's going on, but it's a 3D video I'm recording, for either YouTube 3D or, the side-by-side legacy mode. So anyhow, so this is, using ReShade, and my, depth map reprojection shader, Rendepth. And this just, I mean, basically worked out the box with Silent Hill F. Like, I just installed this game, like, this morning and hadn't tested in 3D yet. I just wanted to, like, get it to the save point and, loaded it up, and the 3D was working. I did have one issue getting it on the Samsung monitor. It was using the 3D Game Bridge, which can output for like the glasses free 3D, the format that Samsung and Acer use on their monitors. It like crashed like once or twice, but then I like reloaded the game and it's working now. So I'm gonna look into that, but ReShade itself and my shader do seem to work. So there might just be some Unreal issue or something else I have to look into, or I might not be able to fix, but I can figure out how I got it to work. So anyhow, so this is I show actually a front shot is probably good. So this is like I said, my shader, it's like Z3D depth buffer called Rendepth. So one of the things that's different or new that I spent some time on is that objects close to the camera can look good, and a lot of, even with native stereo, like if you look at these poles right here, well that the camera has physics, but they're still like in focus. I mean, there's some artifacts because of the conversion, the halos, which I greatly reduced in the last update, but it's just the nature of conversion. But you see here, that's like pretty close to the camera, or if I even go over here, let's say, to the character, and get the camera to get in there. Like, look how close that is. She's literally like on the glass, like if this was a real camera, and it's not like doubled. Like I'm looking in 3D monitor right now. I'm not seeing any ghosting. The halos are pretty minimal. Considering the depth that it's right on the camera, like there are some halos, but it's like acceptable quality. Like like if you look closely, like you can see it's a little off. But if you're just kind of, let's say I'm moving around playing the game, you honestly I don't really notice. Like there's some I can move a little faster. I got caught on that bush. So if you're like, let's say you're in a game and you're running and you're moving around. Like, it's hidden pretty well, honestly. Like, it doesn't look quite like a native render. I mean, it's never a conversion. I mean, it can look good, but it's not going to be a native render because there's missing information. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it looks now. With the this update, I got it out. Was that yesterday? It was honestly it was a bug. It was a small kind of math tweak with how the it handled the disocclusion, which means like let's say the character's here, there's that middle part of the like trunk of the tree, and the those leaves or whatever, that bush, are obviously blocked by the character. So if the 3D camera, like the virtual camera, like reprojects left or right, there's going to be missing information. Like there's stuff behind there that is just not in the screen space. So it's you're never going to be able to get that back. Like even with AI, like it's just you can't get back missing information. But you could fake it. What I'm doing here is not anything complex. I'm basically just kind of duplicating the background for for stuff like you see that kind of wavy like metal on the side of the building. For things like that are like mostly the same color, it's honestly pretty convincing. Like you don't notice that it's like slightly kind of doubled or offset. For things that are more detailed patterns, like maybe even here. Let me go close. No, that's pretty convincing because it's kind of like a repeating pattern, or here. Like, works pretty good. I mean, if there's stuff in the background that's like distinct, let's say text or some sort of pattern that's not looping, like that's like kind of a detailed something detailed, it could look off. But honestly, I think it's acceptable considering, you know, the performance. Like, this is not really using that much performance. I'm running, you know, 4K stereo 3D. I do have a 5080, an RTX 5080, so I mean that is a good card, but it's not really noticeably slower than playing it in 2D. I mean, probably a little bit. It's like 1 millisecond or somewhere in that range. So it's not really making the game much slower. Like, if you have a decent computer, it's gonna be the same performance. I mean, for the most part, like, it's negligible. And you might notice there with the subtitles have a little shimmering, like a little kind of artifacts, because the text doesn't have a depth buffer. Like, so it's getting the depth buffer from like the ground to the tree or something, which ends up making it kind of look a little like kind of pixelated and shimmering. For a game like this, there's not a lot of UI, so it's not a problem. And other games actually do have like UI, like with depth, like at the right depth. But that's kind of a common thing with these conversions. But it honestly, you could still read it. It's not the biggest deal, and you know, most of the time in the game, you're not like reading text. You're actually like looking at 3D objects or whatever. So here's another good angle because, like I was saying, with kind of previous like depth map reprojections, Z3D, whatever you want to call it, there was a lot of issues when objects were close. Like, let's say here, or like you're playing a first-person shooter, and you know the hand, the gun in the game is right at the screen, and it's like severely, even with native render, like unless the developers like customize the game or there's some mod to fix the hand, it's usually like on like both sides of the screen, and like there's no way to fuse it with your eyes, even in a native render or with reprojection. The halos, the artifacts are just like, you know, 25% of the screen is in disocclusion, it's missing. So that I specifically made sure that was not a problem here. And I mean, I'm not saying the artifacts are completely gone, but I've kind of reversed the way the parallax works, so you don't get these extreme like 500 pixels of parallax. Like even here, that looks like, I mean, it's hard to see, kind of, because I don't really see any ghosting with the halos. I mean, that can't be more than like 40, 50 pixels or something, like the parallax, which is not a lot. So I would say the overall depth range, like, oh, this is a cutscene. I thought it crashed. Sumimasen. Sumimasen. 運転手さんいませんか? Wakarimasen. So you know, the cutscene actually worked in 3D. It was completely fine. It that looked great. The cutscene was, yeah, there was no problems with the cutscenes, because that's I should probably mention that some other games do have issues with the cutscenes because the developers do like some sort of like dumb tricks with the cutscenes that aren't like actually like real, like that you wouldn't use actually in gameplay, but it looks good. Like you could pull it off if it's 2D and like not ultra wide, like it's like 16:9. You have problems like that, even with ultra wide, like the background is missing on the side of the screen, or it's not actually 3D. Like so they do all kind of tricks, which ends up a lot of times not working for stereo 3D or just in general if you're doing anything weird that's not 16:9 2D. But actually this game did the cutscenes properly with the in-game engine. And also, I really didn't even test like my shader and ReShade on this game yet. I just installed it this morning. So I played, you know, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes before I started recording just to make sure like it actually worked, obviously. But I mean, like I'm at the beginning of the game. Like I really haven't played much of this. So so far I'm not really. haven't seen any problems, honestly, except for that one thing I mentioned with the crash, like where Unreal Engine crashes. So yeah, I should be forthcoming, but I got past it.
サクコ、どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。車が道を塞いでてさ。千鶴や？今は誰かと喋りたくて。私も後から行くね。
I mean, honestly, this looks perfect. I'm not seeing any problems with the cutscene at all. Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, honestly, this is like. Actually, let me check the journal just to see the UI menu works. Okay, the oh, that's a little. Oh, I see. It still has a depth buffer from the game. It was 3D for a second. Let's see. How do I? Okay, that's a little weird. I mean, you could still read it, yeah, but that definitely looks weird. Okay, so that's good to know. Just want to be honest. I'm not trying to misrepresent what the software is. But anyhow, in terms of the actual gameplay, and for this game, not just 3D, I just mean this game. This is actually like the perfect game for 3D because there's no UI. Like if you look on this, it's just the game, except for that the menu I just saw, which looked a little weird. But there's not a lot of UI in the game at all, and you don't really need to, read those notes or whatever. That's kind of well. Let's see how this looks. No, this is okay. Okay, so that's rendered with the correct depth. So yeah, so I mean, honestly, this is like perfect, like best case scenario for 3D in general. Is just no UI. You're just playing the game. It's like full immersion. So this is actually crazy. This is honestly kind of crazy. And I'm glad I didn't really play it before. I like doing this, like, when I'm recording, streaming, or whatever, is not even, not ruin the experience. Like, I don't want to do a trial run because then it's not going to be like off the cuff. I don't like things being scripted. I like to I'm just gonna press record and see what happens. And if there's glitches, I'll talk about the glitches. If it's perfect, I'll say it's perfect. But it's not edited. It's not edited. It's not scripted. Oh wait, what is this? It's under construction. I love, like, on the under construction websites. I don't know if they still do that. They used to do that a lot, like in the 90s, early 2000s. You'd go to some website and it would say under construction. It's like, no, it's not under construction. Your website just sucks. Like, you're never gonna update it. So I always thought that was funny. It's under construction. It's like, and then they never actually release it. Oh wait, is this where it came from? It's the same thing, like when like it usually happens with business. Like if you're trying to sell something or someone's trying to sell something to you, like you get some email, you get some cold email or whatever. You're talking to someone and they're like all these startups or tech companies, and they tell you a price that's ridiculous, and you're like, you don't want to tell them no because you want to be nice, so you're like, I'll get back to you, but you never respond to the email. Like if someone says, oh, okay, I'll think about it and get back to you, they never call back. That's like every time. So wait, was this the way? I'm here bullshitting, and oh, this was the way. Honestly, this angle like actually works in 3D. If you're watching this on a 3D monitor, like with the side-by-side of YouTube 3D, you'll see like that was not doubled. There was, at least right here, I'm not seeing any ghosting. Oh yeah, I should probably mention this. I'm actually not playing this on the Samsung Odyssey 3D, even though that's like the hot 3D monitor right now, because I cannot actually record in 3D on the monitor and play in 3D at the same time. Because I'm using side by side on Rendepth on my app, but that's not even the issue. The issue is that it doesn't, like when you record, let's say with the NVIDIA software, it doesn't record the source side by side. It records the final output, which is this like really weird kind of interlaced like image where you're seeing like both left and right on the same screen. So it's like just the combined image. Like it looks really weird. And I did a Stellar Blade video, and I recorded like that because I wanted to show the head tracking, but you couldn't see it on a 3D monitor. Oh wait, did I go back to the beginning? Am I back at the beginning? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just showing the graphics. It doesn't matter where I am. But yeah, so so I got sidetracked. I'm playing on this ProMa 16-inch 3D 2D3 switchable monitor. So ProMa, they're this Chinese company that honestly no one's ever fucking heard of. But they make like what are like probably the best 3D monitors you could buy. They even sell 3D TVs. They have a 75-inch like interlaced 3D TV that's I think it's a LG panel. Like they have all this stuff. Like they're the only ones I think that still make 3D TVs. They have a tablet that's decent, and this monitor I just got, which I'll just, it was very expensive. I won't even say the price. You could look it up, and it's steep. But you can the thing about it is you can, like what I'm doing here, where I'm recording while playing in 3D. Most of the other solutions, or at least that I know of, the stuff that you could buy like that's new, it's still supported. You can't record in 3D while you're playing because they're using like new formats, and I think there still needs time for like things to get standardized and for people to kind of figure this stuff out. Because I doubt the company Samsung maybe anticipated people would be doing stereo 3D streaming on YouTube. They probably didn't even think about that. So it might take some time for that stuff to get supported, or for like Nvidia for them to work with Nvidia or something like that. Which maybe, I mean, Samsung's big enough to do that, but we'll see. But anyhow, I got the ProMa monitor. It's 16-inch, but it's for development, so I could do like this, recording, or for my 3D engine, this OpenGL thing, DGen that I've been working on for like 2 years. For that, so I could have like a stereo 3D preview while I'm developing. So this monitor I'm talking about, the ProMa switchable, is good for this kind of stuff because it doesn't use like Windows software. You could use Linux, you could use Mac OS, you could plug in a Arduino or whatever, anything, a phone, anything that has HDMI output, and it works. It just works. It's all in hardware. So for me, for like kind of work, business, or like development, it's a much better, it works much better for me because it's all open standards and it's in hardware, so you don't lose performance. Like this is running, well, I think the game is locked to 60 FPS or something like that. And the monitor's only 60 FPS anyway. I mean 60 hertz anyway. So this right here is definitely 3D, but it's a pretty flat image. You could probably see, if you could notice. There's a little depth there. Overall, it's conservative. It's a conservative 3D, which was intentional. Like they did that on purpose. It's not like a bug.
ひなこもいたんだ。リンコ。何の話をしてたの？いや、大した話は。誰かとおしゃべりしたい気持ちだったんだって。気が紛れたよ。それは良かった。お役に立てて光栄の極み。会えると分かってたら借りてた雑誌持ってくればよかった。ああ、貸したままでいいよ。インコに貸した時点で戻ってくると思ってないし。んだと、こんちくしょう。
Surprisingly, like, I think I watched enough anime that I can sort of understand what they're saying.
私なんかあったかな。ねえ、ひなこ。じゃあ私が借りてる500円も返さなくていいよね。サクコ利子つけて返すとか言ってなかった？言ってないよ。証文あんなら出してみろ。いいこと聞いた。これからはサクコに貸すとき消しゴムであっても証文書かせるから。そんな意地悪言わないでよ。
Oh, so right, this is the beginning of the game, so I mean, it's sort of a spoiler, but It's also Silent Hill, so I mean, you know this is coming.
ひなこ。
あ、ごめん。何？
裏切りも。
Let's do it. Am I safe? I am not safe. Fuck. No. All right, maybe I'm safe. I don't know.
痛い。これ、週にもらっててよかった。